I wonder, had I not popped those Tengu and given her like maybe a little bit more damage effectively, would I not have wiped there? I'm curious. You know, something else I like about this actually is that there's no long protracted dialogue here at the start. It is just simply, there you go, Grand Illusion surrounds the castle with a vortex of phantoms. Yeah, I feel like it's good that they just jump you straight into this with this here, like immediately, which is good because a lot of boss encounters in a lot of games, not just Guild Wars, are just ridiculously annoying because, wait, Miku, who are you attacking? Miku, where are you? Because you got like such a long like cutscene or something to see first. Miku, where the hell are you? Who are you fighting? And all the while, by the way, during this entire encounter, there is Ashu just watching on as we kill his aunt, as his sister kills his aunt. Which is pretty crazy to think of. Just a little boy just standing there watching. Reiko is also a boss that can be knocked down, which is quite helpful, to be honest. So if I'm actually focusing on her and attacking her, we're going to be able to stop her using a lot of her abilities a lot of the time, which is good. Oh, you know what I was going to do ages ago, right at the start of Winds of Change that I've... Oh, should I refilm the episode? No, we're too late into it. At the start of Winds of Change, I had an idea of something I was going to do. You know, I said I was going to change builds more often during Winds of Change. What I was actually considering was, for this last quest, I was going to go back to, you know, in Factions, we played that Shadow Step build with Assassin's Promise, where you'd like dart in and out constantly all over the place. I was going to go back to that. I suppose that wouldn't be very effective at all. Any Assassin's Promise build is kind of crap against bosses, but... yeah, I was going to go back to that as like a bit of an homage back to the original Faction stuff. But I never did in the end. Anyway, well, she's nuking us out somewhat. Maybe I should start dealing with the other enemies. Whenever I've played this before, I have focused a fair deal on the other stuff. But, oh well, I suppose it doesn't matter. Halfway there. First time I played this as well, by the way, actually. She seemed to have loads of health, absolutely loads. But I think the team just had barely any damage, is the truth. I once came back and did this in hard mode, and it took no time at all. Like less than this, I've got to admit, way less than this. But still, this is going reasonably fast, I must say. Alright, we're about at the point where Zei Ri comes. Look at how low she was actually when I just wiped there. See, a bit volatile, I've got to say, a little bit volatile. It's quite funny that that happened. Maybe it's because more Ministry came in and I just totally ignored them. We should probably just kill the Ministry here. There's not that many Ministry. For the amount of allies that you get at the end, it really is not that many Ministry. But I would be careful just in case. I guess some freak accident happened. I'll look on the editing and see whether like the Soul Twister died or the healer died or something like that, and it just kind of screwed the pooch for a moment. Or we were in loads of AoE or something. But just deal with them just in case something freaky like that does happen again, in which case you can obviously actually recover, unlike I could before. Oh well, I guess it's only fitting that I fail at some point on the last bit of Winds of Change, because it has been a hard experience. Some quests have gone like way easier than they actually are, which I've been really happy about, and some quests have gone harder than maybe they should have looked. But hey, this is the last real bit of content that they've added, and for who knows when. I'm so disappointed that they're not really going to add another bit of Guild Wars Beyond. It's weird. It's weird. It's made this whole thing weird now, because I don't know what to be expecting now. Oh, Miku's found the real one. Who are you attacking, Miku? Yeah, you're attacking now. Okay, good. Yeah, so I don't know. It feels... we've still got a Guild Wars series to come, but it's not combat. It's not going to be anything like combat at all. And this timeline thing that I mentioned as well, that also it probably isn't going to be any combat. I think I'm just going to get like loads of scenic shots of in Guild Wars stuff and see what happens there. But we'll see. I mean, I don't have any other ideas for good stuff for the footage. I mean, that's why the summary series is like, I had to resort to art from somewhere because, oh my god. See, look, this is the scary thing. All of a sudden, she's nuking some of us out. Come on, she's on no health, people. She's on no health. Ah, shit. Are there more Ministry here? Oh my god. This is actually kind of scary because I wiped last time. She's on no health. Which one's the real one, Miku? Miku, which one's the real one? Which one's the real one? That one over there? No, that's a Ministry. Shit, that's the Ministry. No, who's the real me? No, 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 no. Look at how low her health is. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. No, no. I'm not getting... Oh, shit. Alright, there we go. Much better. I realised something stupid and made one change to the team. I've added all these skills that make it really easy to kill like summoned creatures, but she's copying all of my abilities, and my team is relying on summoned creatures, right? So I didn't get rid of those summoned creature skills, but I did actually get rid of the Minion Master because I didn't think it would be that helpful here anyway. Not when you get so many allies, and I still think it's counterproductive to Shelter, even though it is obviously really, really helpful. So instead, I've added Dunkoro, who is apparently having energy issues. I don't want him having that up all the time. And he's giving me Strength of Honor, which means I'm doing way more damage. Like, it's really nice to see like loads of 70s coming up out of all over the place, which is cool. So yeah, that's kind of my thing here, and it's gone way easier ever since. The other thing I noticed with the minions was like certain skills, like I'm using Wastrel's Demise and stuff like that, and Spiritual Pain, all that AoE just starts hitting the minions and then spreading out to everyone else and doing loads of damage. Look at the difference on my team now. It is pretty funny. I wouldn't recommend using a Minion Master, not with the kind of build setup I've got. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys when we're closer to the end, and this should go more like how I expected it to from this point on, hopefully. I love seeing all the Jade Brotherhood and stuff coming from the side. Yeah, Eri wasn't the person we saved. That was just the person with the Jade Brotherhood at this point. The person we save is the person that comes later. See, I know, just about. Look, the difference is massive. Don't use a Minion Master. Don't use a Minion Master. Not here. Look at this. Look at how much easier it is. But people are barely getting hurt at all. Alright, Zei Ri's here, we may as well start again. I'm almost tempted to redo this whole thing just because of how much quicker this has gone and how much easier the entire experience has been. See, that's the thing, like, until I started doing this, when I've added a Minion Master... Oh, careful, Reza, what's going on? What's going on, buddy? Be careful on the Ministry, let's kill the Ministry, shall we? Yeah, like, before I added... a Minion Master here playing through Winds of Change with you guys, I never actually really have used one for quite a while, not on my main character or the main team I've got, so I mean that's had a big impact. But as you can see this time, really no issues at all. As I say, it is actually, I mean we've kind of had two wipes here, but it is really, I would have wanted it to be a bit harder. Or maybe, like when I first played this, I expected her to have a second form. I think all the best boss fights in games have like 2 forms, but she just didn't. Like I thought we were gonna like load in and there'd be another version of Reiko and she'd be like really difficult to kill. Like this one took ages to kill, but she didn't do much damage. I thought the next one would be like really quick to kill, but do a lot of damage. But she doesn't have 2 forms. This is it. But like I said, this is a good example of why I think Part 3 took so long to come out. When, oh my God, no, no you don't. No, you don't. Kill Reiko. Somebody kill Reiko. Kill Reiko. What's going on? What's going on? I don't understand. I don't understand. Kill Reiko. This must be her. This has got to be her. This has got to be her right here. Die. Die. You stupid bitch. Die. Ah, oh, no, that was just an illusion. Which one's the real Reiko? There she is. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. I think she's dead. No, 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 she's not dead. She just says there's no stopping her vision. Shit, there's no stopping my vision. The seed is sown and the sheep are ready for the shepherd. Strike me down and I simply become a martyr. Another will take my place. Cantha shall be purified yet. Oh my God. Run away. Miku, come with me. Come with me. Ah, I've got so many allies left alive, despite the fact that, like, my whole team is dead. Does Livia have a res? She doesn't have a res. She doesn't have a res. Oh shit, do I have any Tenku that can come to my rescue? I do have a summoning stone. Who am I going to get? I got a Gaki. Thank God the Gaki can heal me. Holy shit. I think Reiko's dead, but her Ministry are not. Oh my God, what has happened here? What is going on? Okay, I think I'll be okay. That Gaki should keep me alive. And enough of the allies are around. Checking out Zinji, Stores here, Eri. They're like carrying me. All those guys. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, okay. Sorry, the final bit started here. There we go. Look, they're all dead, mostly. Right, so Ashu walks out of the cage at last after she's dead. And Ashu says, deep down inside, some part of me always knew that I was being used. As much as it pains me to admit it, I never wanted to be powerless again, not after the afflicted. And yet, that was the life I found myself trapped in. And Miku says, it's over now, Ashu. She can't control you anymore. You can come with me. I know it won't be easy, but we can learn to be a family again. We can make things better. And Ashu says, don't misunderstand me, sister. I'm thankful for what you've done, but I'm not going with you. With Reiko gone, the Ministry of Purity will follow me. I'll never be powerless again. I'll never be afraid again. The people here need me, and they love me. They'll look to me to show them the way. Our lands are in chaos, and only I have been blessed to show them the correct path to walk. I can make things better. I can make Cantha whole again. I can make it stronger. This is my life now. The people that we were died that day, along with our family. You are just a ghost, but I'm free to move on, free to make things better. I no longer have to walk in Reiko's shadow, and I've seen where she has failed, and I have learned. I will not falter, and I must look forward. Go, and don't appear before me again. There is no place here for a shade of past long since dead. And Miku says, I got caught behind with that because of the bizarre circumstances at the end of that. Miku says, I understand. You've made your choice. If this is how you wish to live, so be it. Let's go, friend. There's nothing more for us here. You know where to meet up with me. Alright, okay, before we go see the final stuff and like the main reward for doing this in hard mode, this thing with Ashu, he's kind of in charge of the Ministry of Purity. I talked a little bit at the start of the episode about how they'll look to a new leader. I do think Ashu is in general a little bit wiser, but I think he'll be more moderate. But I think somehow how Ashu guides the Ministry of Purity from here on, that's what in some way is going to impact Yusuku and the actual main changes that will happen to Cantha over the next 250 years. I like what they did here with the Ashu thing, because Ashu still thinks he's some cut above the rest. Read this. He still thinks he's blessed. He thinks that he is some chosen being, that this thing that Reiko made him out to be. And even though he claims to be wiser and he's seen where Reiko's made mistakes, he certainly isn't fully aware that he's still not of a sane mind. He thinks he's some kind of important cut above the rest, and it is probably only a matter of time before he starts doing bad things, and some of Reiko's influence will have seeped into him, which is cool. So he's kind of in charge. It's a little bit better. It's the lesser of two evils, and there is no happy ending. Miku doesn't get her reunion, and she didn't get to leave with Ashu. He stays, and I quite like that as well. I think that was a nice way to end it, and not very typical either, which is cool. So that's kind of what happens with the Ministry of Purity. What specifically happens from this point on, we don't know, because that's the last quest. But when you go out to speak to Miku, she'll kind of wrap everything up. And at the same time as she wraps things up here, there's also going to be a hard mode reward coming in there too. And because I've done this in hard mode and already finished it in normal mode, one of the rewards from normal mode I can't actually film, which is why the other thing that I talked about Mike filming for me, I'll be able to cut in for you guys. So we got it all worked out. Alright, let's move out. I've been filming 40 minutes. I wonder how much of that actual mission I ended up cutting out, because I want to be able to split this in two. Right, so we walk out and all the basically main characters are standing around out here, right? You got Zei Ri, Heart of Fire, Saw, you got Miku, and you've got Zinji. And Miku says, it's funny, isn't it, that we fight so hard, that we do so much. We've saved countless lives, and yet somehow it's the hardest thing to save someone from themselves. Yeah, you can't do anything about that, Miku. Sorry. I want to believe that some of the person I knew still exists within Ashu. I hope that he can find that again and grow to be a better man and be a better leader. But I know that I no longer have any part to play in his life. The people do not need to follow him. What happens next is in their hands. Cantha has the freedom to choose its own path now, and I have the freedom to walk my own. Through all of this, I've come to understand that the world is a larger place than I ever imagined. I want to go forward and embrace it and see where life takes me. There's nothing more exciting than the possibilities that the future can offer me. And we say, then why not travel with me? Go with you, huh? Well, it is true that you're the only person I've met that can get into as much trouble as I can. We've already overthrown a ruler together. What more could we get into? Overthrowing one of the gods? Heh, well, that was a joke. As if that could ever really happen. Alright, I'm sold. From now on, let's travel together. I don't know where it's going to take us, but I'll make sure that we get there in style. Now, I'm going to cut in the thing from Mike so we get the unlocked dialogue for Miku now. Alright, so here we are. This is Mike on his character with his charming Drake pets. And it's actually just occurred to me there's not been that many characters over all the videos that I've played, so this is kind of weird actually seeing a different one. But this is what happens when you complete it in normal mode. Zei Ri's actually not stood here as one of the main characters, and you'll see that the other person's not either because he killed them. But you can speak to Miku, and she says it's finally over. I'll admit that I'd hoped things would turn out differently, but at least there's closure now. Ashu will live his life as he chooses. In the end, can you really ask for anything more for the ones you care about? And yeah, when you hit accept, you unlock Miku as a hero. Much like a black cat, where Miku goes, trouble follows. The hardships of life have taught her the value of laughter and given her the resolve to make the best of what's around. This dialogue here, of course, I couldn't get for you in the hard mode version because I'd already unlocked Miku, so there you go. And we're back. I find it quite interesting what she says here with, like, she doesn't know that we were there when we killed Abaddon. How many people are unaware of this? because it's the same question I had in Guild Wars 2 Daily recently, where we're just not sure how has it become common knowledge that Cormier is now a god if it's not common knowledge that there was a band of people that were there that killed a god. Do you know what I mean? That they were there at Abaddon. Wouldn't we know all the people that were there that saw it? And wouldn't people need the evidence of many different people to believe that a new god had come into being? I suppose just the fact that the entire world wasn't falling into nightfall and darkness isn't enough reason to believe something happened. But still. Alright, so she will join your team and we can speak to everyone. So we've got Zinji first, and she says, "You've done so much for Cantha, and yet so few will know that. Many will mourn the death of Reiko and look at you as a criminal, but trust that I know the truth, and from this point on I will dedicate my life to telling your tale." Well, thank you very much, and hopefully in Guild Wars 2 we will find you did a good job with that. We're a bit like Batman by this point, aren't we? We've got Miku here, who says, "When your eyes wander, so does your mind. Focus on the task at his hand, as ever." Bit of a catchphrase for her by this point. The Sunspin never fights alone. We got Saw on a claw. I love that Saw's here at the end, because I fucking loved Saw in Factions, and I hoped Saw would have some part to play in Winds of Change. There's a lot of stuff that Winds of Change didn't do that I wanted it to do, but Saw got a bit of a spotlight, and Saw is here at the end. How fitting. Saw says, she says, "My people and I owe our lives to you. I hope the damage Reiko caused to our relationship with the Dragon Empire can be repaired, but regardless, know that you always have a home with the Angchi tribe, wherever that home may be." I love that. I love that line as well, because it's like, oh, well, that home is clearly the Dominion of Winds. Let me in, please. And like, you can go to Lion's Arch in Guild Wars 2, and there's that huge gate there, and they're like, "Oh, we'll let you in when the time is right. I have a home among you. Let me in, damn it." But okay, so as we know, things will never truly be repaired between these peoples. Then we've got Eri, Heart of Fire, who says, "You showed my brothers and sisters remarkable compassion despite..." Oh, by the way, Zinji, if you do kill her, she won't appear here in the end, of course. But Eri says, "You showed my brothers and sisters remarkable compassion despite our crimes. Many of them rewarded your mercy with violence, and for that I am sorry. I know it hasn't always been apparent, but I believe you made the right decision." Something to note here: the Jade Brotherhood came to our aid, the Amphat didn't. ArenaNet have really set up that the Amphat are seriously evil fucks, while the Jade Brotherhood are not. Somebody left an interesting comment recently talking about the difference between the two gangs, because I went off on that rant a while ago, and essentially the idea that one of them's chaotic evil and the other one's lawful evil. Lawful evil, was that the term? But still, that general idea I think does fit very well to the Amphat and the Jade Brotherhood. The Jade Brotherhood have kind of come around, which is cool. So what does that mean for Guild Wars 2? Are we going to see the Jade Brotherhood as an enemy faction, or are they kind of... I don't know, are they going to continue with crime? Because they've shown that they can be good. The Jade Brotherhood didn't really do anything bad in recent history at all. They didn't deserve what happened to them here in the Winds of Change. So, yeah, it puts a very different spin on it. And that I like, because now the Amphat and the Jade Brotherhood are pretty distinct, different factions here, which is quite cool. And lastly, we have Initiator Zei Ri, who came to us at the end of the quest. Only in hard mode does he do that. He has now got his helmet off. All Ministry of Purity hide behind their masks. He is no longer a member of the Ministry of Purity, and he is taken off, and we get to actually see his face, which isn't too bad, I suppose. I don't know what I ever really expected him to look like. I can't say I ever thought of what was under all of the masks, but it's a really nice touch that they took that off of him. He keeps his Ministry of Purity armor, though, of course. I mean, if he changed the armor and removed the mask, then he'd be not recognizable at all, which is quite cool. Only in hard mode will he appear here as well. Only in hard mode, and this is the main reason people do this in hard mode, because when you click him, he will say, "I don't know where things go from here. Cantha has a difficult journey ahead of it to recover from these wounds and to find its new identity. But I have faith. Not a misguided faith placed in someone else whom I trust to make things better, but faith in myself and the belief that we can find our way." One thing I love here, by the way, is originally the Ministry of Purity stood for people standing up and believing in themselves and not relying on other people, and that's what it's done, at least in this individual's case. He believes in himself now, which, you know, in a weird kind of poetic way does kind of sum things up, which I quite like. "Nothing in life is certain, except that we have the choice of what we make of it. For myself, I believe there is still more good than can be done in this world, and I know now that standing with you is the place that I can do the most. From this day forth, call me your companion. If you will, call me your friend. We will fight together for a better tomorrow. Cantha was only the beginning." Was it only the beginning, or was it the end? Because the live team's buggered off. You can hit accept, and you unlock him as a hero. He says, it says, "A former adherent of the Ministry of Purity, Zei Ri's path has diverged to follow yours. His devotion to creating a better world guided him through his battles against the afflicted and strengthens him for struggles yet to come." Oh man, that's the last time I'll ever read a hero unlock dialogue and have to like rush through it because I don't want it to turn off too quickly. It's actually unlocked skills for me because this account's really crappy. And yeah, we actually get him as a hero. Now, showcasing Miku, who you may have seen, by the way, accidentally while I was picking heroes throughout this Let's Play. I did try to hide it, but sometimes I do know it slipped through, and I hope that that didn't spoil anything for you. In the rewards episode, I'll showcase those guys, the kind of stuff they come equipped with, and we'll look at all of the rewards and the dialogues. That will all be coming tomorrow. And that's the last episode, guys. But that wraps up the Winds of Change. You get 2 heroes from it, one for completing in normal mode, and one for completing in hard mode. Obviously, if you want to do it in hard mode, you have to complete it in normal mode the first time, which is why I had to edit in that thing from Mike. Thanks very much, by the way, Mike. He recorded that for me absolutely ages ago, bloody ages ago, and now finally we've had the opportunity to use it. But yeah, there you go, guys. That's kind of Winds of Change, the main storyline. Let me know what you think. I do think it kind of sums up quite nicely. It was a bit hit and miss in places, but of course, once again, I do have to restate that it was free content that ArenaNet gave for us. We can't complain about it, and it certainly gave us a reason to keep playing Guild Wars. What can I say? Which is rather awesome. So I guess that's the last bit of combat really you're going to be seeing on this channel. And until like more content comes out or something, or I think of a random quest that I decide to do one day. The thing is, if I ever have like random thoughts or a random compulsion in the future to like just talk to you guys or LP something, I'll probably just start doing other LPs from this point on. I've got a lot of ideas of series and stuff I want to do, but I won't bog this episode down. I've been going for 50 minutes now. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Winds of Change. I did. I enjoyed playing it overall. I definitely did. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow for the rewards. It's not really goodbye just yet, but yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.